6. Let's make sure we have everything together. Alright, so okay. We got some of them be able to sit over here in this chair.
Not one of them actually fit through there.
There we go.
That's crazy because I'm looking at myself on my.
Alright, we got 2 minutes. I'll say the station ID. Alright, so we're about a minute.
Whatever you want, and it's good with me.
So we will get my microphone straight and my voice together. Microphones are on. Hold on. Hello, good evening. You are listening to WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Sounding, community radio with global soul. You guys have tuned in to Let's See Who My Friends Are. I am your host here, Ray Carr, aka the Fit Hypnotist. It is. And also we have here at the station this evening former host, current guest, always
yes.
here, my really good friend, Miss Ayana Daly.
Hello, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you guys for hanging out here with us this evening. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
I
don't
can
know.
hear you.
Oh, okay, I don't know if I can hear. I can't hear myself. That's all right. Maybe I talk too much.
Hold on a second. Maybe we have some. Go ahead. Let's see if we can hear you.
Hello.
There we go. See, we got you on the air now.
Hello,
So
everyone.
wonderful. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out here with us. This is Let's See Who My Friends Are. Like I said, I'm your host here. Let's get another introduction for my friend, Miss Ayana Daly.
Hello, everyone. I'm not really new to this. I'm just returning. Wait, what does the song say? Don't call it a comeback?
Wonderful. If you've tuned in and you have no clue what Let's See Who My Friends Are, this is an opportunity that we have here to get a little bit acquainted with our guests. Usually the topic of the show is our guests that we have here. Also, take a second and look at our Facebook and Instagram pages. Both of them have, or you can look at WRUU Friends.
Mm-hmm.
We post questions on our social media feed. We ask that you answer those questions. You can even upload a video of yourself giving an answer to those questions. those questions are some awesome questions to really get to know you a little bit better. When we don't have an official guest in.
I'm official.
Not really, like you said,
Yeah,
you've
no.
been here.
Yeah, that's right.
When we don't have an official guest here in the station, we tend to answer these questions ourselves so you can get to know us a little bit better.
Right.
And then we also read the answers to those questions on our social media feeds so that we can get to know you better. So thank you so very much for hanging in here with us. Take a second and go ahead and look if you are on our Facebook pages. Thank you so very much. But take a second and look at those questions so that we can get into it tonight. Tonight we are talking about just how we approach relationships or where we are in relationships and what we think about just some of the basic concepts about relationships. You guys know that I post these questions from an awesome book. This book is there to pose questions for us to get to know each other.
Right.
So this week the topic rolls around to a relationship. So let me go ahead and read this general disclaimer real quick. Just in case, so the viewpoints expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of WRUU, its license holder, or its staff. These are our opinions and how we, relate to others in a romantic way, right?
Oh my goodness. See, I thought you were just gonna have an open relationship. See, I don't know the questions, you guys, so
Why don't you know the question?
I don't, well, let me put it this way. Talking about relationship is probably something difficult for people to talk about, especially intimate relationships. So I'm kind of nervous.
Don't be nervous, because these questions, you should know the answers, because they're
I know,
not you.
right. I didn't study myself.
So the first question, I'm going to let you go ahead and start answering that question, just because I know what it is off the top of my head, right? And then I'm going to go grab my phone, and you can go ahead and start answering those questions, the first question. So if you're looking at me on our Facebook page, you're going to see me get up and walk away. But, if you're on the radio, you don't see all of that. So we ask you to go to our Facebook page and listen and look at our live video. We ask you to, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because what we're going to do is going to stop going live on Facebook. I feel that people are more open to speak about themselves if they don't think, hey, my friend on Facebook is actually watching me as I'm, talking about this. So,
Good segue.
so absolutely, like our YouTube channel so that you can catch everything that we have going on here. Because I tell you this, I have some awesome guests coming up, and you would be better served watching the YouTube channel than being on the radio, because just because on the radio we're very limited to various things. So the first question I'm going to ask you, Miss Ayana, and you tell our listeners,
Okay.
just where you are in relationships. Are you currently married? Are you currently seeing someone?
Yeah,
What would you? Yes, and this is why I don't want to do a Facebook Live tonight, because it's people out there that's going to know all your business and a little bit of mine too.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
so you go ahead and start with that, and I'll be right back. I'm listening to you.
All right. Well, hello everybody. Well, I'm only here by myself now, I guess.
You not.
Let me stop here. Okay, basically my relationship status officially is single. But I am actually exploring the idea of dating. This is a concept that we've lost along the way. Dating has become, a text message, what you doing, hey beautiful, oh, how you doing? And all of a sudden, you've been doing that for 2 weeks, and you guys have been in a relationship as far as most people have think, but it's not. That's not real. That's just like a text message. So, but going out to eat, having a full-blown conversation that is not revolved around sex, that to me is more important to me than a in a relationship, you know, because think about it. I will admit, I just turned 46 on Tuesday. Yay me, happy birthday to me. So, the older you get, the less opportunity that you're going to have for physical interaction with your mate. So as you get older, I'm just saying in general, I don't plan this. I'm not predicting
She must have
this.
felt my face go.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm
What
sorry.
you talking
I'm not
about?
predicting this, but I'm saying that so there has to be more than just a physical connection with somebody. You gotta have. For me, I'm a firm believer of.
So you all
mental-
in question number
Yeah.
19.
Huh?
You
Huh?
know, we just asking
My
you
bad.
where you are right now.
I'm single.
The question.
I'm dating. I'm dating one person because I don't know how to date other people, but I am dating.
Okay, so currently seeing someone.
Yeah.
And I asked that question because I definitely want for as we continue with the conversation, for people to get your context.
Okay.
Right? So have you ever been married?
Yes, I have. Actually, I'm a widow. I was married for about, wait a minute. We count married time. I'll say 19 years, but really we were dating and then that
course.
period of engagement. So we were together 19 years. Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 39. So I'm being only 46. I had to realize that life goes on. You know, I love him, but I'm still yet living amongst the living. So marriage, right now for me, been there.
Good. So you are someone that is presenting with experience being married in a long-term married relationship, and also, you know, now widowed. You guys probably remember Yana from before because she was one of my guests previously,
Yes.
and we talked, you know, intensively about, you know, how you met your husband and the life that you guys created.
Yeah.
So your context is coming from a place of having done that,
Yeah.
and then having lost your husband in you know, if anyone remember, in a very dramatic way, and then now, you know, in a space where you say you are dating and seeing one person. So I'll tell a little bit about myself.
Put it out there.
See, that's what's funny. It's like
We know.
I'm very, like, if you follow me on social media or anything like that, I talk a lot. You know, I feel like I put a lot of crap out, but yeah, that's not on the list. Okay, so I put a lot of stuff out, but it's never, you know, very much personal. You know what I mean? So I'm beating around the bush, but, you know, I am not seeing anyone, and I am, you know, twice divorced. How do you say that with a straight face?
Twice revoked.
You know, twice divorced, having been in two marriages, and having been in those marriages, what I feel like been in those marriages, and then now not. So am I seeing anyone? No, I'm not. I'm winking at the live feed, wink, wink, just in case, but no, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm not seeing anyone, and my context is having come out of two marriages, and I'm not gonna say failed marriages because I feel like those marriages did exactly what they were supposed to do. So they weren't failed marriages. There's two marriages that ended.
I like that.
You know, so that is my context, and I truly feel that way.
Right.
You know, not just saying that for radio. If you know anyone kind of knows me, I feel like they understand that you know I had two marriages that ended, and that's that. You know, people come into your life for a reason, and when that purpose is fulfilled, I feel like now I can say that. I'm not going to say I said this at the end of my first marriage, and I'm not even going to say that I said this at the end of my second marriage. Now, as I sit here today,
growth.
you know, I can say that, you know, people come into your life for a reason, and when that reason is fulfilled, when that purpose is fulfilled, it's okay for them to leave. And I see the purpose of both marriages. You know, a little bit of disclaimer just in case anybody judging me. I don't have my crown.
Where's your
Crown on
crown?
today.
Really?
I know, right? So
Really?
people might mistake, on that.
They don't know that you're royal. I'm sure I'm just trying to figure this out.
They know. They can see it.
Oh, man.
So I asked the next question.
Oh gosh.
People are gonna be all in your
Why?
business.
Why my business? Why my business got to be open like this? That's okay. It's fine.
So I'm gonna say that. So you said I'm only seeing one person. Just to kind of veer off from that question.
Yeah.
Is it appropriate to see more than one person? In your opinion?
In my opinion, okay.
For
Let me tell you. First of all, disclaimer out there. I'm a Gemini. Okay, so
Oh,
put
Lord.
this out there. But the problem with
A
the
Gemini who's currently feeling herself
I'm
because
feeling
it's
Gemini
season.
season.
And
Yes.
y'all, let me tell y'all
Yes.
something.
Alexa.
Let's put a pin in there for a second, Geminis.
Okay.
Y'all are seriously like feeling yourselves. I have
Right.
several Geminis in my life, and right now
We're
I'm
like
over
velvet.
here. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here like y'all doing
But
the
see, what it is, and here's the thing is, the difference is my concept. But Taurus come through and they roar through like bulls and they just clear the way.
Mm-hmm.
So then they make way for the Geminis, and we're like the announcers, because y'all Cancers is beyond the extra.
We're not going there tonight.
It's-
Let's
I'm
get
just
off.
saying.
Let me tell you something. Social media is all abuzz right now with questions about our signs and energy and all of those things.
Yeah.
And I do want to talk about that, but I do want to talk about that also in the context of how it pertains to relationships. Because I think people say, oh, that person is a Cancer, oh, I'm a Gemini, but they never think that there is a particular sign that
right.
that complements them. It's like, oh, I can't be with Cancers because Cancers are so blankety blank. But your sign and your energy does not complement a Cancer. So it's not the Cancer.
It's the individual.
It's the you.
Right.
But
And I
that's
honestly agree with that. But then there's also still similarities. But you can still, look, put it, okay, maybe we went way too far off.
I know, because I asked you, is it appropriate? I know where we at. See, that's what the Cancer in me
the multiple
keeps
parts.
us, keeps us
Just
on point.
I can't with you.
So I will come back to that, but please finish
Okay,
your
as far
thought.
as relationships, as far as Geminis go, most people assume that we cheat. It's not the fact that we are cheating. What we have in our mindset is that, let me stop saying we, because I'm gonna take responsibility for what I think.
Mm-hmm.
If I say that I'm purposely committed to you personally,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna focus on your energy, and I'm gonna say I'm with you and I'm with nobody else. But if I never agree to say that we are exclusive, you can be exclusive to me. That doesn't mean I'm exclusive to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? So if I see somebody else, I'm not technically cheating. What my concept is you have to be on the same accord to understand that concept of whether you are faithful or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently not seeing anybody else
But
because I don't know how to approach men. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I'm an ugly person. I don't think I'm the best looking person, but I'm that person that is old school. I prefer a man to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
And to say, hey, I'm interested in you. Because, the concept, he who finds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for nobody but myself.
Mm-hmm.
But men nowadays don't approach women.
I will say one thing as far as Geminis and the ones that I know, and I'm hoping, because y'all represent Geminis well, so I'm hoping that this absolutely translates, is that they're very, they stick to their word.
Yeah.
They're loyal. They stick to their word.
Right.
So, when I say, is it appropriate for you to date more than one person at a time? That's absolutely appropriate
Right.
for you.
It's dating.
And it's not as a Gemini, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's why I tend to not bring in those concepts of,
stereotypes.
is this person signs and all of those things, because it absolutely puts people in a box. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, she a Gemini, then automatically these things are true, because the reality is that there are people who don't identify as that, and who will say, who are Geminis that say, you know what, me personally, I want to date one person.
Right.
So I'm gonna
that's a good
skip.
question.
I'm gonna skip a couple of questions, and we're gonna talk about monogamy and polygamy in a second. Just because of we're talking about dating multiple people,
Yeah.
and I'll talk to you about your opinions on that. But for myself, is it appropriate to date multiple people? Ray at 18 would have said, nope, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Ray at 30 was married.
So
She wasn't dating nobody. But Ray today says, and this is advice that I would give my daughters, and that I do give my daughters, is that you can absolutely date people, have an idea of what dating means, have a good understanding of what dating means to you, and good communication so you know what dating means to that other person.
Right.
And then it's absolutely up to you until you decide to get into a committed relationship. Matter of fact, we're not even going to skip the question. We're going to go right to the next question.
Committed. What does that mean?
Are you ready for a committed relationship?
Right.
One where, what does a committed relationship look like
Right.
to you?
Right. Because personally, committed relationships are definitely so silly. Are definitely something that are individualized. They're personalized because you can't just have a generalization of commitment. For me, my level of commitment is okay. So I've established that I don't want to be with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We connect on multiple levels, and I don't have any doubt or any questions about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But if I still have a doubt that something else may be available to me out there, I would prefer to explore that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, my interpretation of a relationship is really not physical. It's not. That is like the last element, the bonus, or should say the cherry on top of the cake.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, but that's not what keeps a long-lasting relationship for me. So commitment to me means that we got to be connected on different levels, and we're willing to communicate any kind of spirituality together. We communicate together that way, or we're intellectually together, and emotionally we're balanced. So that is what I'm going to go ahead and put into this one individual that I am committed to focusing on, and that is what my idea of commitment. Yeah. But if I haven't found that individual that I'm focusing 100% of my energy into, that I'm dating.
Yeah.
I'm still, even if I'm still exploring one person, that's only because nobody else has met the expectations to even qualify. That's like the dang job interview. Really and truthfully. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. It's simply like if marriage is a business, you gotta do interviews.
So are you saying that marriage is something that once you start dating is something that is the goal of dating?
Not always, depending on what your level of marriage is. Yeah, I don't necessarily have to have a piece of paper. I've been there, done that, got kids. I can't.
But we saying marriage.
Yeah, okay.
Marriage, when you say marriage, my listeners know one thing. Go to the court, get a judge, get a stamp. You know what I'm saying? Lick a finger, jump a broom.
Right.
I don't know.
Signatures, 2 witnesses.
Yeah, blood sisters, blood brothers, whatever.
I'm not.
My bad. That ain't marriage.
That was not.
That's what it felt like.
That's not what I did.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking, ex-husband. I'm kidding.
Oh gosh, you guys get to experience our conversations outside of work, outside of the radio station. But really and truthfully, yeah, you gotta take it seriously. If you're talking about being married to somebody, you definitely gotta. For me, I'm thinking that I'm not giving you 50% of my life. I'm not 50% of me. I'm giving you 100% of what I got to offer. And with that 100% that I have, and your 100%, really think about it, 100%, if you look at it in a math point of view, is really only one. And you're coming together, you're not adding, you're multiplying. So if you multiply 1 times 1, it's still 1. But if I come in at you with 75% and you come at me with 1, we don't have one. We got 75%.
Absolutely.
So in marriage, commit me with one, which is 100% whole. Don't come partial. What the problem is if we want to link up with people who are partial and don't even want to link up with people who are one.
Understood. And when you say partial, what do you mean?
You're broken. You don't even know what you want. So you don't know how to love yourself. You cannot give anything that you don't already possess. So if you don't love yourself, oneness, you're not happy with yourself, you get mad at somebody else who can't make you happy. That's not their responsibility.
Yeah.
That's your responsibility. You can't love somebody if you don't even know what love is. So you don't recognize what love is coming your way. Because you don't have it. You don't have any references to that. So.
Cool. As it pertains to myself, first of all, I like to, now in my life, after having been in committed relationships, I didn't know what the heck. Initially, when I got married,
Getting close.
I had no clue what you're supposed to commit to.
Ooh.
You know, and I think a lot of people go into a marriage and their idea of commitment is whatever this person becomes, whomever this person is, I am stuck with it.
You said stuck?
I mean, it's true. I mean, I literally hear people define marriage in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it may not be the way that I said it that I'm stuck with, but we're going to work, we're going to strive, we're going to claw through the world just to stay together.
You all I got.
You know what I'm saying? You complete me and all of that stuff, right? So what I've learned to, and this is Ray speaking about Ray and how Ray wants to approach relationships. And also, this is also, you know, how I coach other people to kind of look at their relationships, is that when we commit, we don't commit to people and we don't commit to things. The reality, if you have a car payment, what you committed to is that car payment.
Car payment.
If that car falls in the ditch and ain't got no wheels, ain't got no window next week, you don't keep that car, but you keep that payment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It may roll over into something else, or, you know, you may have to defer that commitment to something else.
Right.
You know, but you commit to behaviors. You commit to a way of being, right? So this is what I suggest to people as far as like relationships. My idea of commitment is you commit to certain behaviors. And in a relationship, these are the things that I want to commit to. I don't want to commit to whatever you become or whatever you are, because you could become hateful and abusive next week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to commit to behavior. So, and this is what I tell my clients. I commit to one, to continue to learn myself.
True. That's
Right?
good, because you're always changing.
I commit to continue to learn myself. And then I commit to sharing myself. Because that is something that we don't do in relationships, right? We find out that we no longer like fried chicken, but we keep on eating the fried chicken because that's what the person says, or that's what the person knows of us.
Yeah.
So we don't want to say, oh, you know, I'm changing the fish, you know, and
I
then the
wanna offend
person
you
look
'cause
at you crazy like.
But I'm so good at chicken.
Because we're sitting there trying to hold on to the person, except hold on to the behaviors.
Yeah.
And the reality is that we change often. We change physically. Our cells reproduce and regenerate. Every 7 years, we're a completely new, different person.
Exactly.
Physically. So mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we're different people. So how do you tell somebody, no matter what I become, you are committed to just being here and being with me, right? So those are two things that I say I'm going to commit to. And then in the third part of the commitment is that I commit to learning you. As you share yourself, I have to accept that this is your truth, that this is who you are. So as I learn you, as I learn myself, we put that together. We create what is our relationships. As I change, I add that to the relationship. As you change, you add that to the relationship. And that, to me, even if the relationship means that the marriage or the boyfriend-girlfriendship or
The titles.
the
The titles change.
exactly, even if they change or they dissolve,
Right.
that is okay, because you kept your commitments, your commitment to learning yourself, your commitment to sharing yourself, and your commitment to learning the other person. When you do all of those three, you can be content with your relationship regardless of where the relationship as a duo move forward physically.
Okay.
So, am I ready for a committed relationship? I feel like I am, if
Yeah.
those are the things we committing to.
Right.
If we're committing to, whatever the world says that relationships are supposed to look like, then no. So I guess never mind, I'm gonna say that.
You know, I got a question. I'm sitting here thinking.
Go ahead.
Okay, you stated that you were committed in your, because you were married twice. You're twice removed. Like you said earlier.
I'll say twice removed.
Twice removed.
I
Okay.
feel the same.
Yes, that's so silly. You feel the same. But here's the thing. You've learned that you have grown and you've changed.
Mhm.
But your commitment, honestly, I can still see that your commitment in yourself, your trueness, and in your relationship with your once removes, your twice removes, is still committed to accepting the fact that they have changed, you have changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a commitment. Even
Exactly,
though,
and that's why we can have a relationship that's not a marriage, that's not necessarily even a physical friendship where
Right.
we hang out and do those things, but we can still have a cordial relationship where there's no animosity, there's no fighting and things like that. At least from my end, because I can sit there and I can say, now I'm still committed to those
Respecting
things.
that,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I'm still committed to those behaviors. So in that commitment to those behaviors, and the honest thing is that I have that commitment with every relationship that I have.
Right. We were just talking about this the other day. Unconditional.
Yeah, I have that commitment
Yeah.
with every relationship.
Yeah.
I'm learning that, and I say I'm learning because, I still have, I don't know everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I knew everything or I learned everything that I was supposed to learn in this world, I wouldn't be here. My mission would have been complete.
Finished.
You know what I'm saying? So, the know-it-alls, you don't know it all, or
Please
you
don't.
wouldn't be here.
I don't want to
But
know
that-
everything.
But that's just me.
I'm
you
not
know.
ready to go yet.
But in that, what I'm learning that love, what we have been told what love is, how we are supposed to express that, when we're supposed to express that, and to whom we're supposed to express that to, that all of those things that we've been taught is just so erroneous, and those are the things that cause us so much grief and heartache,
Right.
And all of those things, so I'm learning about, healthy, holy, divine love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm
Right.
learning about special love, the romantic relationship type love, and realizing that in those, where my responsibilities and where my conscious
Right.
ability to participate in these things are. And I tell you what I know now compared to what I
Back in the
thought
day.
I knew
Oh my God.
when I was 17 years old, when
Could
I
you
got
imagine
married the
people-
first
I
time.
thought you was like the smartest thing. You knew everything. You was smarter, right?
You know what I'm saying? Even in like the, and not even that. I knew back then I didn't know a doggone thing. Like I said, I went into a marriage thinking, what am I? What?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, we really did that, right?
And then also like the environment. You yourself, you got
Yeah.
married when you were in the military.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shoot.
When you're in the
6 months?
military, oh my goodness, marriage is legit a business.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's about getting more money on your paycheck.
Right. That too.
It's about, you know what I'm saying, being able to stay close to that person.
Having something tangible when you're away from home.
Absolutely.
You know, people don't realize that when you're military wise, that separation, that relationship, love is very important anywhere.
hold on. Let's specify. Not say military-wise, because we are in Savannah, and you say military-wise, and people
Yeah.
have one picture.
Oh.
You are active duty military
Okay.
and a wife to another active duty
Duty
military
military, yes.
member. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
You're
That-
both active duty, and you got children
And
on
you
top
have
of that.
kids.
And you gotta still have to. It's a different thing. So having somebody who is unconditionally in your corner is very important in those vital states. But then here's the thing. That's not the only place where we need to have that type of relationship. Yes, it's very vital in a a very hostile and intense environment, but everyday normal relationships need to have that same intensity as well. Understanding that when you're in a relationship, that you gotta respect yourself and you gotta respect the other person. And it's not that person's responsibility to make you happy or make that person their responsibility to create love. You have love in you if you tap into it.
Quick, before we go to paying these bills, what do you feel like your responsibility is in a relationship? Or do you want us to pay some bills and come back and say that and
I'm
talk
going to
about
pay
it?
some bills because I'm going to think about that.
Okay, so hold on one second. Let us get you our information for our PSAs. You guys hang out with us. We're going to come back and we're going to continue this conversation. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead to our Facebook page. Go ahead to our Instagram page. It's at WRUU Friends on Instagram. I'm sorry, WRUU_Friends on Instagram. On Facebook, it's at WRUU Friends. You can follow me, the Fit Hypnotist, on Instagram as well. Check out pictures of me working out. And
I'm
other
not that tech savvy. You can't follow me. That's stalking.
and other amazing things as they come. Not amazing. I'm gonna say this. Other random things as they come to mind. I have no strategy for social media. Anyway, you guys listen to this, and we'll be right back.
The Juneteenth, we got Juneteenth down here? That's all right. Yeah, a lot of people waving.
Your phone was on. Hello, guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us. Got a couple of things going on here. So, look at that. That girl knows what she doing.
All right.
Kind of like a radio person.
Like this your show.
Kind of like I know what I'm doing. Hold on a second. Look, don't I look
Like a mix
official?
message. You was a hot mess. Clickety click.
Huh?
Clickety click. That's it.
All right. I'm looking all official. I thought this part of it was not gonna go down like it's going down. If y'all in Savannah, we're gonna go to the to Foxy Loxy after this for we're gonna go to the Foxy Loxy after this for open mic poetry. The goal is to do a quick hypnosis demonstration for the folks out there. So if you're in Savannah, check that out. Come and hang out and learn a little bit or see something. Hello everybody. Please join in the conversation. You can ask questions or add your comments to the topics. Or answer our questions on our social media pages. Okay, you guys, we're back. You're listening to WRUU, LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings, community radio with Global Soul. You guys tune back into the second half of Let's See Who My Friends Are. We just been here running our mouths,
That's
talking,
what we do.
kind of throwing out our own opinions about various topics and the way that we kind of approach relationships. I'm not even looking at the camera because I feel like my armpits are sweating because I feel like I'm telling too much about myself.
See,
You know
now,
what I'm
and that
saying?
is another thing. Okay, so here's the crazy part. You as the host
I shouldn't have to say nothing. I should
No,
just ask questions.
we need to
and-
know you too, because you're putting all of our business in the street. We want to know your stuff too now. Come on. So you sweating and you in the hot seat too?
It's not about business per se.
Okay. Your
It's-
personality. What is about you? And because here's the thing, people you hang around tell a lot about yourself. Even though when you try not to reveal things, like for example, I don't know about in my lifetime, I've experienced trying not to look smart, but all my friends are smart, so I can't be the dumb friend. So whether you try to reveal stuff about yourself anyway,
Mhm.
it's still revealed in your actions, especially if you're genuine and true.
I believe that.
So.
I absolutely believe that.
And as I forgot what the question was because I didn't really want to answer it. So, what was the question again?
Okay, so I think I asked before we. What was the question?
I don't. Good. You forgot? I'm not gonna remember.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next question, and then it'll come up in my mind, and I will absolutely ask you that question again, just because. All right. So, what does love mean to you, though? I mean, we throw around that word love, but what does it mean? What does love mean? I mean, yeah.
For me, I think I'm a little bit more broad than the average person. It is so many different connections. It's like that electricity, that force in between magnets that connects the pieces together.
Mhm.
It's that unseen energy that really can either heal or destroy.
Mhm.
So love to me is a force. It is something to be reckoned with and not to be played with.
Mhm.
But if you use it properly, you have to get outside of your mindset. It is not, love to me is not a physical element. It is more of a spiritual connection.
Mhm.
So if you love somebody unconditionally, that means without condition. Meaning if we're not together, whether or not you didn't buy me nothing, I still love you. I got love for you, but I know how to approach you.
Mhm.
I mean, love itself, in itself, is a very powerful element that is not easily measurable